evening. I start my open prayer book, in English. Beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and honor enemies, may they experience the happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly well establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, obstacles on my path to liberation and honor enemies, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly well establish them in the state. And then I perform virtuous deeds, body, speech, and mind. From now on and tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and Dharma is the merit of generosity and of good deed. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma is Sangha of excellence. Treasure of puja and enlightenment is reached, and merit of generosity and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha of most excellent. Treasure of puja and enlightenment is reached, and merit of generosity and other good deeds. May I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Other sentient beings, partners that sky, have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness, free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Our mother sentient beings, boundless as sky, have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they never be separated from happiness, free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Boundless as sky, have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be liberated. May they never be separated from happiness. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Tổng kết tu chế 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 rồi rồi xin cho mà tu tu chế phong cho bà tu chế lâm bộ ta ra đi bờ sắc chế chế bờ chế tu ngư cho tu chế 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 tu lo na ro tang mà la chế chế gang bộ phàm mô chế bà chế ban du cung bà các chế la ma nam chế ta cho chế dan dan ra tam chế tu la ma la bờ la chế chế Love Zion Ten Jam Sang Ala Wan Tin De Don Chen De Ve Zia Le Zo Da Ge Lo Chi San Lo War Sin Ja La De So Chi Lam De Lo War Sin Ja La De Lam De Ba Se War Sin Ja La De So Chu Ba Yi Yi San Ja War Sin Ja La De So Chân Jian Za Ba La Ma Ji Jie Gu Song Do Jie Xin La Da Za Da Ge Ji Lam Pe De Da Ge Ten Ba Zang Sin Jin Jie Dong Jia Jin Ba De Ba Xin Jia La De So Sin Jie Nang Jie Song Ba Dang Lo Ye Ji Da Jie Da Ba Qi Jiong Tu Mong De Bai Qi Jiong Gu Lo Gu De So Okay. We have three doors: body, speech, and mind. So we are body and speech, mind, they are interdependent each others. So that's where Buddha said that if your body is well, then your mind also well. If your mind is well, and then your dharma is well. Do you understand the meaning of that? So the reason is they are interdependence. The interdependence is the key to open the emptiness. The emptiness is the highest realization of the Buddha Dharma. Right now we are practicing about the mindfulness. This is for the recognize of the emptiness. But about the emptiness, we are practice another day. Now we are going to practice about the mindfulness. And the mindfulness has four different classifications. Last night we practiced the mindfulness of the body. Perhaps we are going to do that again in another day. But tonight we are meditate of the mindfulness of the feeling. Okay. The feeling has two different. We have two different kind of feelings actually. The feeling of the mind and feeling of the body. Perhaps sometimes we are confused. What is the feeling of mind? What is the feeling of body? But sometimes we are clear about that. So as this morning I mention it, sometimes the objects are so important because we are focused towards object. If object is unclear, then we cannot focus on that, right? So sometimes object is so important. Objects are so important. That's where tonight our object is feeling. That feeling, we actually practice both of these feelings, but now I'm going to introduce three different kind of feelings. That is the how to say the kind of root of classifications. That means that is the all in order to physical feeling. Oh, please come on. Physical feeling and mental feeling, both including through these three kind of feelings. Okay. These three kind of feelings are one is our favorite feeling, that is happiness. And another is the feeling of the suffering, that is unnecessary. First one is necessary, second one is unnecessary, and then third one is the feeling of the equanimity. So we have three different kind of feelings. So now if I bring one feeling, then I say you focus on there, you pay attention on that feeling. It's pretty hard for you. The reason is I'm not sure what kind of you have feeling. You don't want to focus the name of a feeling. You are going to focus reality of the feeling. So that's where I ask you how about your feel. Please don't share and don't worry about that. What kind of you have feeling? What kind of mess? I say, are you happy? If you are happy, please uh, raise up your hand. Are you unhappy? You raise up your hand. Are you in equanimity? Not happy, not unhappy. So someone who answer me, I'm in the feeling of equanimity. That person, be careful. That means this object is unclear a little bit. I mean, usually I don't mean that is unclear object, but right now, because when you focus on the feeling of equanimity, it's very, very easy to lost your concentration. If you have a feeling of the happiness, and then you can focus on there. And you have a feeling of the sorrow or suffering, then that is also easy. Do you understand? So that's where first we are going to draw this way, and then we will go a little subtle. How many of you are feel happy? Okay, so that is you keep your feeling continuously during your meditation. You have to use that. How many of you are feel unhappy? Unhappy is happy. How many of you are feeling of equanimity? Oh, thank you so much. All of you are my teacher. It's really true. Different people have different feeling, and so now we are going to practice on that feeling. But what will happen is when you focus on the feeling of unhappy, then that means you are ready to purify that feeling. So now please be relaxed. Oh, did we practice about Buddhita? Please momentarily generate Buddhita. Now, how do you practice with the feeling? How do you uh, pay attention towards your feeling? You first that you remember your feeling, and after then you think, oh, this is feeling of happiness. This is feeling of happiness. Do again and again, again and again. So that is the who are feel happy and how to do meditate with this. And somehow who feel unhappy, then oh, this is the feeling of unhappy. Don't think I'm unhappy. Don't think that is not like a good method, honestly. And then feeling of equanimity. Oh, that is pretty difficult because I already told you that object is unclear a little bit. How do you know? When you focus on there, then easily your mind or your concentration is going different ways. So a little bit focus forcefully, right? Forcefully, sharply maybe focus on there. Ready? Okay. Okay. Now you are going to focus again on this feeling, but different. How to say? Use the different methods of this meditation. So that is, if you all feel suffering, the feeling of suffering is like a dream. You have to think like that. Oh, that is the feeling of suffering, but it is like a dream. It is like a dream. And then you think that, oh, this is the feeling of suffering, but it is illusory. Illusory or illusion? Illusory. If you can meditate about the illusory on your feeling, the feeling of suffering cannot affect in your mind. Right now, why this feeling of suffering affect to your mind? It's similar. Last night you get some dream, then you think, oh, that dream is true. If you think like that, then that dream works with you. If you understand that dream is like a dream, then wake up, oh, that is dream. Right? So first you think this is like a dream. Second, you think this is like a this is illusory. This is illusory. Oh, first this is the feeling of suffering, and then this is like a dream, and then this is illusory. You focus again and again on there, and then that next you think, oh, that is impermanent. Because feeling of suffering or feeling of happiness and feeling of equanimity, all of they are impermanent. If they are permanent, then 24/7 that feeling stay in your mind. But for example, the feeling of hungry. Before get lunch, we are hungry. That is feeling of hungry, and then we go to the kitchen and eat something, and then that feeling disappeared. So that means that all the feelings are impermanent. And then feeling of equanimity. Feeling of equanimity is also changed into the feeling of happiness. Feeling of happiness change into the feeling of suffering. The feeling of suffering is also changed into the feeling of happiness. So why? They are impermanent. So it's same not only for who feel unhappy, not only that people need to think, oh, this is like a dream, this is like an illusory. Some who feel happy, same. Right now we are going to through this way. First, oh, this is feeling of happiness. This is feeling of happiness, and then, oh, this feeling of happiness is like a dream. Like a dream, and then, oh, this feeling is illusory. Illusory. And then that next, oh, it is impermanent. Impermanent. So you focus on there. The reason is in the relative truth, all of these feelings are impermanent. All of these feelings are illusory. So sometimes means we don't know about that things. That's where then we are follow about this feeling, and then those feelings affect with our life and so on. So that's where right now we start through this way. If you are focus feeling of equanimity, first you think a feeling of equanimity, and this is also like a dream, and then this is illusory, and then this is impermanence. Okay, this is how we practice with the kind of these two feelings, and now we don't, perhaps, for example, The our feeling right now. I asked you what kind of your feelings. You say feeling. You feel happy. That is maybe comes from maybe years, or maybe months, or maybe weeks, and maybe a day, or maybe hours. Perhaps it come from a good dinner or some very possible, right? So also feeling of the equanimity, everything is very possible, comes from uh, many days ago or many years ago. Maybe you talking about that feelings, but right now you forget about the past feeling. Even though we started this meditation, when I ask you how about your feeling, you have to forget about those things. And now I use this bell. At the same time, please, you examine, right? You examine by yourself, how is my feel right now, and you focus. You get that your body or your mind tells you, oh, my feel is this. Your body or your mind tells you, and then you are going to focus only that. Make sense? I use this bell. At the same time, you stop to listen this sound. You focus in your body or mind, and then you don't want to research other things. You just check right now what is my feeling. No, make sense? Okay, what is my feeling right now? And then your body or mind tells you, oh, your feeling is this. Maybe, oh, happy, and unhappy, then unhappy, equanimity. So then you stay on there on this feeling. You stay on this feeling means you focus on there, and then you at that moment you don't try to uh, think about the impermanence, don't try to think about the illusion, and don't try to think about change or something. Just stay with this feeling until disappear that feeling. Okay? Now make sense? Okay. Ready? stop to focus on there. Actually, I use this spell that interrupt your meditation. Sometimes we are going to interrupt meditation because that makes help you to more. Next, again, you focus on there, then your mind is getting more clear. So that's where sometimes we have to do that. And again, I'm going to use this spell. Please, you just notice how about your feel. This feel is good or bad or whatever. You don't try to fix that. Just you stay on there. Just you stay with that feeling. Because that feeling is your object, right? So you stay with that object. Ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, now you'll be relaxed. Stop to focus with the feeling. Stop to focus with anything. Just be relaxed physically, mentally. Just be relaxed. Okay, so here, perhaps tonight, this is your meditation is different than the last night. If it is, it's still good. Meditate with the feeling, meditate with body, meditate with mind, and meditate with phenomena. They have different experiences. All of them are not same. Meditate with the body is pretty easy, and meditate with the feeling is little hard. Meditate with the mind is pretty easy. Meditate with phenomena is little hard. So if you have this kind of this other mind and phenomena, we did not meditate yet. But body and feeling little different. If you have that experiences, it doesn't matter. But main thing is the mindfulness of feeling. That means you always have to acknowledge your feeling. Then if you acknowledge your feeling, that helps you a lot. Forever we always focusing towards others, so that's why we don't see we are how to say, how about our feeling. We know only when we get sick. We know sometimes we have some kind of very happy or very sad, or that moment we understood. Otherwise, we often focus with our feeling. Sometimes we control lots of bad situations. Before something happened, we notice through our feeling, and then we can fix through this way. That's where the benefit is, that always. And then sometimes really feel unhappy, and at that time also we understood. Oh, it's similar. For example, you are going with your friends. Oh, today my friend is something really happened. I'm going to be careful. Usually I just say different things or I act different things with my friend. But today my friend is something happened, so I'm going to be careful a little bit. Similar, when you notice your feeling, and then you can be careful with that, and then you can how to say, remove lots of obstacles. And then especially feeling is about the impermanent and illusory. Those things are a little difficult to focus on there with this meditation, but we have no choice because I'm follow the how to say, systematic. Yeah, so we cannot cross that. That is exactly the way of this meditation. But if you are progressive through this way, it's really have a special experience. Okay. Yeah, and then we are do dedication practice, page number 10, 9. Sorry, 9. Telapa, Naropa, Arpa, Lareba, Dharma, Lord Kambopa, Pamodurba, the Lord Dugumba. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessings of all Kaju Lemmas. May I achieve omniscience, gratify any enemies, wrongdoing, all who travel the ways of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious one, where it is unborn, may it is right. Where it is born, may it not decline. Ever increase higher. Shri lies ultimate state, and that is I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit of all sentient beings. By the rising of the truth of the unchanging Dhamma itself, by the presence of the indivisible Sangha, and the merit of the pure. Virtuous qualities in 3 times, myself and all the beings in samsara and nirvana. Bad innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain or surpass perfect, complete, and precious enlightenment. May the teachings of great Dugongpa Rana Shri, with his omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of Interdependence, continue and increase style, practice, contemplation, and meditation. Page 13. Venerable pages and root and lamas, divine assembly of Idam and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yoginis, and tender. Please hear my prayer. By the power of the word, the root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the affliction of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for them. May my movement be fostered by love, kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and thoroughly may I become a spiritual master. Good qualities equal to the native space. May I again supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the dream of suffering not arise in me at the time of death. May I not die the collective thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not die experiencing eternal death. May I die boldly, rapidly, source of every benefit and blessing without exception. Tenzin Jiangsu, you who are one with all of Ishvara, may you remain steadfast until samsara. You are an and all the persons. You are great beings, are the whole and promoter of the teaching of the Shachara. Your perfect actions are for the liberation of sentient beings. May you, the just and enlightened your activities are spontaneously present. Precious old of Chipper Gem of Dogumba, who preserves the inseparable practice of the profound Dharma, who has realized solitude. May you who relieve suffering of this beings live long. The one known in the Holy Land as the Deva emanated into the Garchen of the stage Beijing Chudengba, hearts of Jiting Gombo, and the life of glorious Garchen remains steadfast for hand and use. In this age of striving to teaching with hardship, through his powerful Vajra Dakand, he takes on himself the heavy responsibility of celebrating his teaching. And Garchen in the south the teachings live long. You who are richly endowed with glorious wealth and knowledge, who through reflecting and meditating have actually self-aware. May you live long. You possess the repository of the essence teaching of the past streams Siddhartha. You, the precious control, are the refuge of being. You are the treasure trove of Vishnu, son of the noble and supplicating. Renovating of the three roads and garden, and the life of green glorious protector. Yes, and arms of the dozen Chakavataki. Page 17, last sentence. Chanjo Zenjo Rinpoche Ma Jie Ba Nan Ji Jie Jie Ba Nyan Ba Me Ba Yang Gong Page 18, last sentence. Chitta, bread is humble, made right. Bread is born, made like whatever goes higher and higher. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night. This